walk past the old cinema today, where we used to queue for hours, and every brick remembered all the silent, fading powers of the love that moved between us, in the places in between, the words we never spoke out, the things that went unseen. You talked about your mother and the house where you grew up, and I nodded and I listened, slowly draining my coffee cup. But I never told you my greatest fear wasn't loneliness or loss. It was the fear of being seen by you, no matter what the cost. The moment I should have stopped you, pulled you close and made it plain, was the moment that I chose to hide the beautiful, simple pain. I let the chance drift past me like a ship without a sail, and now the only truth I have is the whisper on the trail. There are the things I never told you, folded neatly in the chest, the desperate, clumsy feelings that I put severely to the test. I should have said your laughter was the only sound I needed near. I should have said your presence calmed every single fear. I kept the deepest secrets buried underneath the stone, and now the only audience for the truth is me alone. There are the things I never told you, and they echo loud and clear, the simple broken reasons that you're no longer here. We argued over money once, the color of the hall, small irrelevant details that would hasten the great fall. You asked me what was wrong then, you begged me for the core, and I gave you a deflection, and I asked you to do more. I never told you I was struggling, lost and deeply tired, that your faith was the only thing I honestly desired. I was too proud to be fragile, too strong to let it go, and the silence that I nurtured was the fastest way to slow. Them all the things I never told you, folded neatly in the chest, the desperate, clumsy feelings that I put severely to the test. I should have said your laughter was the only sound I needed near. I should have said your presence calmed every single fear. I kept the deepest secrets buried underneath the stone, and now the only audience for the truth is me alone. There are the things I never told you, and they echo loud and clear, the simple broken reasons that you're no longer here. The words are always ready now, they sit upon my tongue, but the audience is gone, and the final bell has rung. If I could buy 1 minute back, one quiet space of time, I'd trade every deflection for a single honest chime. The things I never told you, The box is made of pine wood, sitting dusty on the shelf. It holds the conversation that I only had myself. Every night I wrote a page after you had gone to sleep, all the desperate explanation that my guarded heart would keep. I described the sudden moment when I felt the cold divide, the fear of being honest, the terror deep inside. I told you of the damage, the cracks I couldn't mend, and why the simple silence felt like the only quiet friend. I never met a single one that ever left this room. I thought keeping them unread would somehow save us from the gloom, but the silence was the paper and the absence was the ink. The only message sent was the distance at the brink. I walk around with a heart full of letters, stamped and sealed but never sent, containing all the truth about the way my careful time was spent. Each one a lost confession, a beautiful sad plea for the understanding that I needed you to give to me. The words are always ready, they echo in my chest, but they'll stay tucked inside the box, put gently to the test. I walk around with a heart full of letters, a burden soft and deep, the silent honest promises that I still try to keep. I wrote about the morning you left your favorite coat, and how I couldn't call you because the words stuck in my throat. I wrote about the day I drove past your childhood home and understood the reason that you needed time to roam. I told you that your happiness was all I truly saw, a lie that felt like courage, a kindness dearly bought. The ink has started fading, the pages turned to yellow, a quiet dusty testament to a love that couldn't mellow. I never mailed a single one, they never left this room. I thought keeping them unread would somehow save us from the gloom, but the silence was the paper and the absence was the ink. The only message sent was the distance at the brink. I walk around with a heart full of letters, stamped and sealed but never sent, containing all the truth about the way my careful time was spent. Each one a lost confession, a beautiful sad plea for the understanding that I needed you to give to me. The words are always ready, they echo in my chest, but they'll stay tucked inside the box, put gently to the test. I walk around with a heart full of letters, a burden soft and deep, the silent honest promises that I still try to keep. The letters are my closure, the only peace I know, a private quiet witness to the seeds that couldn't grow. The box is locked, but the message is wide and clear and free. The only communication that exists now is within me. A heart full of letters, a heart full of letters. I sat at the kitchen table the morning after you left. The house was full of silence, a space completely bereft. I saw the yellow pad there where you always wrote your lists, the simple, sharp reminder of the future that exists. Without the easy planning, without the common goal, just the empty waiting paper and the fracture in my soul. I picked up the black pen then, intending to explain, to justify the failure and to minimize the pain. I had a million phrases of regret and silent plea, a perfect, sharp conclusion, much you meant to me. I pushed the pen to the surface, ready to make my claim, but all that came out was the simple, trembling sound of your name. This is the note I couldn't write, the honest final word, the confession that the silence was the sound you never heard. I tried to put the wreckage into something neat and clean, but the truth was just too heavy for the space that lay between the paper and the feeling, the ink and the goodbye. So I left the page empty, staring up at the empty sky. This is the note I couldn't write, the silent blank decree, the true unbroken measure of the loss of you and me. I looked at the window, watched the world continue on, the simple, cruel indifference to the structure that was gone. I realized the words didn't matter, no perfect phrase would say the love that had surrendered to the simple, quiet grave. The honesty I wanted to offer in that space was already clear and present in the sadness on my face. The story didn't need a signature, the ending didn't need a line. The empty paper knew the truth, and the silence was its sign. I had a million phrases of regret and silent plea, a perfect, sharp conclusion meant to me. I pushed the pen to the surface, ready to make my claim, but all that came out was the simple, trembling sound of your name. This is the note I couldn't write, the honest final word, the confession that the silence was the sound you never heard. I tried to put the wreckage into something neat and clean, but the truth was just too heavy for the space that lay between the paper and the feeling, the ink and clean white page remains there, a monument to fear, the inability to let the final truth appear. And in that perfect blankness, the meaning is profound. The words I couldn't summon are the loudest, saddest sound. The note I couldn't write. The hardest thing about the quiet isn't the sound of your absence now. It's the echo of the words I held, the vow I wouldn't allow to leave my throat when you were standing close enough to hear. I thought love was in the action, a structure solid, strong and clear. I built the fences high then, I paid the bills on time, believing that performance was a perfect paradigm. I gave you every tangible thing that money could procure, but I starved the tender feeling, a single thing that was pure. You looked at me the final night, you asked for something deep, and I gave you a deflection, promises I couldn't keep. The moment I should have opened up, let the simple truth be seen, was a space I filled with silence, the distance in between. You didn't need the grand displays, you needed just the simple phrase, the raw, exposed conviction of my love in all its weary days. You never saw everything I meant, because I kept it locked inside the beautiful vast ocean that I desperately tried to hide. I showed you the strong surface, but concealed the fragile core. And now the silent intention is a weight upon my floor. You never saw everything I meant, but the meaning lingers still, a lonely, strong devotion that defied my broken will. I remember when you told me you dreamed of a small cottage home, and I immediately started charting all the places we could roam. But I never told you I saw your face in every future scene, that your presence was the oxygen, the air that lay between my thoughts and my survival, the simple vital need. I kept the passion guarded like a precious hidden seed. I was afraid of the vulnerability, the loss of all control, and that cautious, quiet cowardice finally claimed my soul. You looked at me the final night, you asked for something deep, and I gave you a deflection, promises I couldn't keep. The moment I should have opened up, let the simple truth be seen, was the space I filled with silence, the distance in between. You didn't need the grand displays, you needed just the simple phrase, the raw, exposed conviction of my love in all its weary days. You never saw everything I meant, because I kept it locked inside the beautiful vast ocean that I desperately tried to hide. I showed The truth is my confession now, written in the air. I meant every single silence, but only out of fear. The volume of my feeling was too much to ever name, and the love that I withheld is the only thing you blame, everything you blame. Everything I meant. I looked at the old calendar hung up on the kitchen wall, and saw the circles drawn around the moments of the fall. I saw the night I raised my voice, the moment I drew back, the selfishness I nurtured on the slow and quiet track. I thought that I was winning by standing on my ground, but the victory was hollow, built on a destructive sound. I blame this circumstance, I blame the cruel design, I blame the world for taking what was beautifully and simply mine. The truth is clear in the stillness now, a painful piercing gleam. The loss was not an accident, it wasn't just a dream. I can't go back and fix the words, I can't erase the line, but I can offer my apologies to yesterday for being blind. I owe my apologies to yesterday for the patience that you gave, for the chances that I squandered, for the things I couldn't save. I apologize for needing to be right instead of close, for turning simple beauty into something that just froze. I should have been the shelter, I should have been the hand. Instead I built the distance that you couldn't understand. I owe my apologies to yesterday for the man I failed to be, the silent, heavy reckoning of the simple truth in me. I found your gardening gloves today, still sitting by the shed, and remember the sheer effort of the kind words I left unsaid. You only asked for honesty, a simple open space, but I filled it with deflection, fearing the loss of face. I protected my small fortress, built from pride and from the fear, and watched the strong foundation crumble year by painful year. Thought that time would fix it, that love would hold the line, not knowing love needs nurturing, not a silent, cruel design. The truth is clear in the stillness now, a painful piercing gleam. The loss was not an accident, it wasn't just a dream. I can't go back and fix the words, I can't erase the line, but I can offer my apologies to yesterday for being blind. I owe my apologies to yesterday for the patience that you gave, for the chances that I squandered, for the things I couldn't save. I apologize for needing to be right instead of close, for turning simple beauty into something that just froze. I should have been the shelter, I should have been the hand. Instead I built the distance that you couldn't understand. I owe my apologies to yesterday for the man I failed to be. The silent, heavy reckoning of the simple truth in me. The words can't reach you now, they're trapped inside this air. But the offering is my freedom, the burden I can share. I forgive the broken history, I forgive the final cost. But I must apologize profoundly for the way the love was lost. My apologies to yesterday. I finally sat down tonight with a purpose clear and true, to write the last confession, the final word to you. I wanted it to be perfect, measured and profound, a clean and strong conclusion to the silence all around. I wrote the opening sentence, the simple, honest plea. It's over now, but thank you for the man you made of me. But as the pen moves slowly, listing out the final cost, I couldn't hold it down now, for the beautiful thing I lost. The pen began to tremble, the sight grew blurred and vast, a quiet sudden pressure from the failure of the past. I didn't hear the thunder, I didn't feel the sudden pain, just a single slow clear drop of the unreleased internal rain. There is a tear in the page, right where the ink should say goodbye, a perfect tiny circle that reflects the ceiling light and sky. It blurred the crucial signature, it distorted all the lines. The clearest true emotion, the careful heart defines. It ruined the neat intention, the composure right plan, the final honest witness that I could not withstand. There is a tear on the page, the only truth I sent, the silent fluid proof of everything I meant. I watched the ink spread slowly, bleeding softly through the white, turning the measured word into a stain of purest light. That single drop of sorrow communicated more than words, than all the clever phrases or the desperate final blurs of self-assured protection, the armor I wore tight. The tears are the surrender that turn into the light. I left the note unsealed then, with the pen laid to the side, letting the gentle moisture be the only thing to hide. The pen began to tremble, the sight grew blurred and vast, a quiet sudden pressure from the failure of the past. I didn't hear the thunder, I didn't feel the sudden pain, just a single slow clear drop of the unreleased internal rain. There is a tear on the page, right where the ink should say silent fluid proof of everything I meant. The message wasn't in the paper, it wasn't in the careful plea. It was in the physical, sad breaking of the man I used to be. That little pool of water is the only truth I need. The final sweet assurance of the planted on a seed, a tear on the page, a tear on the page. I found the book today, the one you used to mark. The chapters of our journey, the light and then the dark. I used to read the ending and feel the sudden fear that I was trapped forever in the failure of that year. I clung to every sentence, every promise, every line, believing the conclusion of that narrative defined mine. But when I flipped the pages, text began to blur. I saw a younger version of the man I used to prefer. The narrative is powerful, the plot demands its toll, but I am no longer hostage to the ending of that road. The heartache is still real, yes, I feel it when I pause, but I realize the final chapter wasn't bound by those old laws. This is a story I outgrew. The pages start to fade, a beautiful sad memory of the life that we had made. It was a worthy drama, demanding and complete, but the plot line doesn't own the rhythm of my moving feet. I'm not rewriting the sorrow, I'm just closing the back cover, accepting I'm the author of the life I now uncover. This is a story I outgrew, and the liberation is profound. Finding my true voice where the broken music used to sound. I used to tell the sequence from the meeting to the break, rehearsing all the details for the certainty's sad sake. But the listeners don't ask anymore, the need to tell has ceased. And I realized the audience I needed to appease was just a fearful person that was living in my head, afraid to leave the comfort of the words that you had said. Now I put the book back slowly, accepting what I know, that the growth is in the silence, letting the story go. The narrative is powerful, the plot demands its toll, but I am no longer hostage to the ending of that road. The heartache is still real, yes, I feel it when I pause, but I realize the final chapter wasn't bound by those old laws. This is the story I outgrew. The pages start to fade, a beautiful sad memory of the life that we had made. It was a worthy drama, demanding and complete, but the plot line doesn't own the rhythm of my moving feet. I'm not rewriting the sorrow, I'm just closing the back cover, accepting I'm the author of the life I now uncover. This is the story I outgrew, and the liberation is profound. Finding my true voice where the broken music used to sound. The beauty of the ending is the chance to start again. Not erasing the inscription, but simply laying down the pen. I give the past its honor, I give the loss its due, but the future is a blank page waiting for something new. A story I outgrew. A story I outgrew. I remember the day I found it, slipped beneath the door. A folded piece of paper marked by lines I hadn't seen before. I thought it was a shopping list, a reminder quick and brief, not the slow unfolding sequence of my inevitable grief. I opened it up slowly, scared of what the words would say, wishing for a simple comfort that would keep the fear at bay. But every line was measured, deliberate, calm and true, the kind of careful ending that the quiet hand subdue. You didn't need the shout, the anger or the plea. You gave the painful honesty you knew I wouldn't give to thee. The pen became the weapon, the paper was the shield, and every perfect sentence sealed the fate that was revealed. These were the goodbyes in ink, written clear upon the page, a cool, precise conclusion that released us from the cage. It wasn't a slam door or a sudden loud demand, but the measured, gentle pressure of the final steady hand. I tried to find a loophole, a comma out of place, but the grammar of the sorrow left no saving grace. These were the goodbyes in ink, and the permanence is clear, the silent written witness to the ending of the year. I keep the paper folded now, tucked inside my empty wallet, a constant sharp reminder of the truth I couldn't call it. The damage wasn't done by rage or any cruel device, it was done by the calm logic of your painful, wise advice. You wrote that we had grown apart, not fought ourselves away, and that simple, kind perspective made me see the light of day. The words were like an ocean, vast and cool and wide, and I realized the surface was the only place I'd hide. You didn't need the shouting, the anger or the plea. You gave the painful honesty you knew I wouldn't give to thee. The pen became the weapon, the paper was the shield, and every perfect sentence sealed the fate that was revealed. These were the goodbyes in ink, written clear upon the page, a cool, precise conclusion that released us from the cage. It wasn't a slam door or a sudden loud demand, but the measured, gentle pressure of the final steady hand. I tried to find a loophole, a comma out of place, but the grammar of the sorrow and the permanence is clear. The silent written witness to the ending of the year. The cruelty wasn't in the message, but in the finality of the form. The moment the fragile feeling surrendered to the storm. The paper holds the truth now, simple, sad, and neat. The only way the damage could finally be complete. Goodbyes in 8. I remember the screen lit up late on a Tuesday night. The flash of a new message cutting through the low lamplight. I thought it was a question, maybe plans for the weekend soon. Now the total quiet wreckage delivered by the moon. I opened up the message, my hand was cool and still. The text was short and simple, devoid of angry will. No shouting, no excuses, no drama, loud and clear. Just 5 short, measured sentences, confirming all my fear. The whole story of the ending, the future that was lost, the quiet, cruel conclusion, regardless of the cost. It wasn't pages of deflection, it wasn't a sudden lie, just a tight, small concentration beneath an empty sky. It was a paragraph of pain, the quick and true, the single devastating summary of what we couldn't do. It said everything was over, it said there was no doubt, and every single period sealed the light and locked it out. I read it 50 times then, hoping for a saving clause, but the perfect cold finality didn't leave a single pause. A paragraph of pain and the weight of it remains, the truth too small to argue flowing in my weary veins. I deleted every other message, the joyful passing streams, the frivolous connections, the shared and simple dreams. But I left that one conclusion, I couldn't make it go, because its brutal brevity was the only truth I know. It taught me that the deepest sorrow doesn't need to rage, it can fit on 5 short lines upon a digital page. The volume of the loss was vast, the wound was deep and wide, but the telling of the ending didn't need a place to hide. The whole story of the ending, the future that was lost, the quiet, cruel conclusion, regardless of the cost. It wasn't pages of deflection, it wasn't a sudden lie, just a tight, small concentration beneath an empty sky. It was a paragraph of quick and true, the single devastating summary of what we couldn't do. It said everything was over, it said there was no doubt, and every single period sealed the light and locked it out. I read it 50 times then, hoping for a saving clause, but the perfect cold finality didn't leave a single pause. It were a graph of pain and the weight of it remains, the truth too small to argue flowing in my weary veins. Oh, the message was its surgical intent, the precise, clean measure of the time that we had spent. No room for negotiation, no place for one last plea, just the final, quiet honesty of what we couldn't be. A paragraph of pain, a paragraph of pain. The phone still buzzes often, a notification's bright blue gleam. But I leave the screen face down now, trapped inside a quiet dream. I know the words are waiting, held tightly in the air, the final clean conclusions that confirm you aren't still there. I've handled every battle, the silence in the space. I've walked through the empty rooms and forgiven the trace. But there are phrases loaded, sentences concise and cold, that once they've been delivered, the story can't be retold. I can handle missing you, I can handle it's okay to cry, but the final structural language that signals our goodbye, that's the truth I can't look at, the certainty I dread, the simple measured meaning of the sentence that you said. These are the words I'm afraid of, the ones that draw the line, not the anger or the shouting, but the words that say not mine. I fear the soft, clear statement that we gave it all we could, because it leaves no space for fighting, no place to be misunderstood. I fear the final gentle closure, the truth that sets you free, because that truth means there is nothing left to hold you close to me. These are the words I'm afraid of, the simple honest plea that confirms the simple ending of the life that used to be. I remember the last conversation where you paused before you spoke, and in that quiet waiting, I felt the structure finally broke. You didn't use the hard language, you just let the air grow deep. And I clung to that small silence, the one I wanna keep, because the unsung lines are softer, they still hold a fragile thread, a space for a small miracle inside my lonely head. But I know that you've prepared them, rehearsed them in the car, the quiet kind, specifics of how different we now are. I can handle missing you, I can handle it's okay to cry, but the final structural language that signals our goodbye, that's the truth I can't look at, the certainty I dread, the simple measured meaning of the sentence that you said. These are the words I'm afraid of, the ones that draw the line, not the anger or the shouting, but the words that say not mine. I fear the soft, clear These are the words I'm afraid of, the simple, honest plea that confirms the simple ending of the life that he used to be. I know that the solution is to read them and let go, but the simple act of seeing them makes the final sorrow grow. So I'll stay here in the silence, where the truth is just a thread, and let the simple, fragile hope keep going for a little yet. Words I'm afraid of. Looked out the window this morning. The world was dressed in white, a perfect mute deception of a clean and peaceful light. I walked into the kitchen. The coffee pot was cold, and the quiet frozen stillness was the story to be told. I felt a sudden temperature drop, not from the window pane, but from the empty space beside me, where your breath should rise again. And the silence was so perfect, so deep and vast and clear. I imagined the cold outside had finally settled here. There's no shouting, there's no wreckage, no fire left to fight, just the steady, slow conversion of the warmth into the white. I watched the tiny flakes descend, silent and resigned, leaving all the landscape of the future undefined. It's like a snowfall over my chest, covering the beat, a blanket of profound sorrow, freezing out the heat. Every flake a memory too perfect to ignore, piling up the silence on this hollow, lonely floor. The weight is not oppressive, the cold is strangely kind, a vast cinematic stillness for the chaos in my mind. It's like a snowfall over my chest, a beautiful cruel scene, confirming the frozen distance of the places in between. I reached for your old sweater, still draped across the chair, and the fibers held the essence of the warmth that isn't there. I pressed it to my face, then not searching for a cure, but for the simple, painful truth of the love that was so pure. I let the cold air breathe through me, cleansing out the loud demand, and felt the gentle pressure of the ice across the land. I know the spring will follow, the thaw will surely start, but right now I need the stillness that's enveloping my heart. There's no shouting, there's no wreckage, no fire left to fight, just the steady, slow conversion of the warmth into the white. I watch the tiny flakes descend, silent and resigned, leaving all the landscape of the future undefined. It's like a snowfall over my chest, covering the beat, a blanket of profound sorrow, freezing out the heat. Every flake a memory too perfect to ignore, piling up the silence on I'll let the winter hold me, I'll let the landscape rest, waiting for the inner sun to rise above my frozen chest. I don't need to melt the feeling, I just need to be resigned to the temporary silence of the life you left behind. Snow fall over my chest. The world keeps moving past the window, a blur of color and sound. But I am standing quiet on the hollow, frozen ground. I thought the grief would be a fire, a burn that I could fight, a frantic loud explosion in the middle of the night. Instead it was a silence, a slow and deep descent into a sudden coldness that was never accidental but sent to quiet every muscle, to slow the rushing air, leaving just the bare essentials of the truth that isn't there. I reach a hand out to the light, but the warmth won't penetrate the shield of sudden stillness, confirming my new state. The heavy clock is ticking, but the rhythm starts to slow, a quiet, vast assurance of the place I had to go. There is frost on my pulse, and the beat is soft and deep, the only single movement that the empty body keeps. It's not a sudden stoppage, it's a careful, measured pace, the quiet, slow acceptance of the coldness in this space. Every breath is painful, but the pain is strangely mild, like finding a profound stillness, a landscape reconciled. There is frost on my pulse, and the sorrow is immense and vast, the beautiful cold certainty that the passionate warmth is past. I remember the great heat we made, the energy we spent, the reckless bright consumption of the time that we were lent. I miss the burning surface, the desperate need to hold, but the comfort of the stillness is worth more now than the gold. I sit beneath the absence, a vast and quiet sky, letting the gentle sorrow move across my tired eye. The pain is just a memory, the echo of the flame, but the silence is the current whispering your lonely name. There each breath and I pulse, and the beat is soft and deep, the only single movement that the empty body keeps. It's not a sudden stoppage, it's a careful, measured pace, where the passionate warmth is past. I won't try to thaw the feeling, I won't demand the sun. I'll just honor the conclusion of the battle that is won by the quiet, deep indifference of the winter that remains, washing out the vibrant colors, cleansing all the painful stains. Frost on my frost on my pulse. Frost on my calendar says December, the world outside agrees. The trees are standing skeletal, surrendered to the breeze. But the cold that settles deepest isn't coming from the air. It's the space inside the hollow where the light used to be there. I used to think of winter as a chance to hold you close, a temporary shelter from the things the outside shows. Now the silence is a mountain, the vastness is a floor, and the blankets can't contain the cold that settled at the core. I remember the great comfort, the fire we made so true, but the ashes are all scattered, and the only thing that's new is this permanent deep shiver, a shadow vast and long, a quiet chilling echo of the place where we went wrong. This is a winter without warmth, a season I can't mend, the final frozen promise of the journey's sudden end. Every breath I take now is a cloud against the blue, a tangible sad reminder of the life I spent with you. I wander through the wreckage, touching objects cold and clean, searching for the sunlight that was meant to be between. This is a winter without warmth, and the sorrow is profound, the empty aching comfort of this consecrated ground. I looked at your old gloves today, tucked deep inside the drawer. They still held the simple imprint of the hand I touched before. I didn't reach to take them, I didn't hold them near, I just respected the boundary of the truth that's now so clear. The objects are still perfect, the memories are too, but the magic that connected them has finally drifted through, leaving the physical structures strong and sad and vast, a quiet, chilling museum of the beauty that is past. I remember the great comfort, the fire we made so true, but the ashes are all scattered, and the only thing that's new is this permanent deep shiver, a shadow vast and long, a quiet chilling echo of the place where we went wrong. This is a winter without warmth, a season I can't mend, the final frozen promise found the empty, aching comfort of this consecrated ground. I won't wait for the springtime, I won't demand the heat. I'll just learn to live within the sorrow, cold and complete, accepting the condition that the warmth is gone from here, and find a new kind of silence to conquer all the fear. A winter without warmth, a winter without warmth. I left the door ajar that morning, just a fraction wide enough for the dog to slip outside, for the air to feel less rough. I didn't think twice about the gap, a simple small mistake. I was busy with the details for our worried, tired sake. But the silence that descended wasn't from a gentle breeze, it was a steady, sudden current that stripped the light from trees. I watched the curtains billow, frantic and thin and high, and realized the empty space was the place you said goodbye. I ran outside and called your name, but the sound just died away, carried by the huge unseen force that swallowed up the day. I didn't hear a slam, I didn't see a sudden fight, just the air rushing outward with a violent, quiet might. It was the wind that took you, not a choice you had to make, a powerful, swift element that only knows to take. It cleaned the slate completely, erasing every trace, leaving only the vast hollow of this solitary place. I stand here in the doorway, letting the cold air pour inside, searching for the weakness where your soft, small love could hide. It was the wind that took you, a sweeping final sound, leaving all the wreckage scattered on this broken ground. I look at all the pictures, the small, bright, happy scenes, but they feel like paper vessels lost between the silent greens. The memories are anchored, but the presence is unbound, carried to a distant shore where no retrieval can be found. I try to build a fortress, I try to lock the door, but the strength of the air was bigger than the silence I kept before. I learned that even love as strong as ours could not withstand the gentle, cruel departure of the passing of your hand. I ran outside and called your name, but the sound just died away, carried by the huge unseen force that swallowed up the day. I didn't hear a slam, I didn't see a sudden fight, just the air rushing outward with a violent, quiet might. It was the wind that took you, not a choice you had to make, a powerful, swift element that only knows to take. It cleaned the slate completely, erasing every trace, leaving only the vast hollow of this solitary place. I stand here in the doorway, letting the cold air pour inside, window's shut completely, the heat is turned up high, but the coldness that surrounds me isn't coming from the sky. It started in the quiet space that follows the last word, a sudden deep inversion of the message that I heard. I thought the tears would free me, I thought the rage would end, but the sorrow found a pathway that the warmth could not transcend. It found the simple movement that keeps the body whole, and settled in the center, seizing all the simple control. I take a slow, deep, longful, expecting sweet relief, but the air that fills the hollow is sharp and wide with grief. There's no fever in the struggle, no burning in the fight, just the steady, freezing knowledge that I'm lost inside the night. There is ice in my breathing, and the current starts to slow. The painful crystal knowledge of the place I have to go. It coats the final whispers, it frosts the last command, a cold, precise surrender that I finally understand. I look up at the ceiling, waiting for the light to crack, but the freeze is too profound now. There is no turning back. There is ice in my breathing, a beautiful, cruel sign that the final separation is structural and divine. I remember the great fires we built, the way the sparks would rise, reflecting the sheer wonder in your kind and earnest eyes. I chased that fierce combustion, I tried to keep the flame, not knowing that the cold was coming, whispering your name. Now the simple act of living demands a careful pace. To move too fast would shatter all the ice within this space. I treat myself with reverence, quiet, soft and still, letting the gentle sorrow finally fulfill its will. I take a slow, deep, longful, expecting sweet relief, but the air that fills the hollow is sharp and wide with grief. There's no fever in the struggle, no burning in the fight, just the steady, freezing knowledge that I'm lost inside the night. There is ice in my breathing, and the current starts to slow. The painful crystal knowledge of the place I have to go. It coats the final whispers, it frosts the last command, a cold, precise surrender that I finally understand. I look up at the ceiling, waiting for the light to crack, but the freeze is too profound now. There is no turning back. There is ice in my breathing, a beautiful, cruel sign that the final separation is structural and divine. I won't call for the thaw now, I won't demand the heat, I'll just honor the condition, cold and complete, accepting the deep fracture that refuses to be whole, and letting the pure white silence finally claim my soul. Ice in my breathing. say the greatest sadness always comes with a loud crash. A broken glass, a shouted word, a final violent dash. But my ending came on silent wings, a slow and deep descent into a space so empty I swear the atmosphere was bent. I remember closing the front door, turning off the light, and suddenly the whole world wrapped itself in velvet night. No sound of sudden thunder, no frantic panic plea, just the quiet final motion that confirmed the loss of thee. I looked out at the street then, expecting some great sign, but the world was hushed completely in a silence so divine. It matched the sudden stillness of the heart inside my chest, the moment of surrender when I put the love to rest. The silence now is quiet as the snow falling on the beat, a perfect soft conclusion, exquisitely complete. It covers all the sharp edges, the wreckage and the fray, washing out the vibrant colors of the light we used to play. I stand here in the vastness, not asking for a sound, just honoring the stillness of this consecrated ground. The silence now is quiet as the snow, and the sorrow is profound, the final deep serenity that can finally be found. I walk across the empty room and hear my own small breath, a fragile quiet rhythm in the face of sudden death, of the future we constructed, the life we thought was true. And the quiet is the witness to the things we couldn't do. I don't need a fiery drama to prove the loss was real. The emptiness inside me is the honest way I feel. A chilling vast perfection, a landscape clean and white, reflecting all the sorrow in the cold and fading light. I looked out at the street then, expecting some great sign, but the world was hushed completely in a silence so divine. It matched the sudden stillness of the heart inside my chest, the moment of surrender when I put the love to rest. The silence now is quiet as the snow falling on the beat, a perfect soft conclusion, exquisitely complete. It covers all the sharp edges, the wreckage and the fray, washing out the vibrant colors of the light we used to play. I stand here in the vastness, not asking for a sound, just honoring the stillness of this consecrated ground. The silence now is quiet as the snow, and the sorrow is profound, the final deep serenity that can finally be found, that can finally be found. I won't try to make noise now, I won't disturb the peace, I'll just let the quiet sadness grant me sweet release? The answer wasn't shouting, the answer wasn't loud. It was wrapped in soft white silence, sheltered by the shroud, quiet as the snow. They said that I would cry out, that the anguish would demand a frantic, desperate signal that I couldn't understand. They promised sleepless nights filled with regret and sudden heat, the violent, loud conclusion that would make the loss complete. But the only thing that happened was a sudden chill and still, a final deep surrender to a coldness of the will. I walked across the living room and felt the temperature drop. The beat inside my chest then came to a quiet, measured stop. I remember the exact moment, staring out at the gray dawn, when the inner warmth retreated and all the light was gone. I didn't lose my passion, I didn't lose my mind. I lost the simple function that the beating heart defined. That's when my heart went cold, not shattered but encased in a crystal hard composure that could never be erased. It wasn't a fierce breaking, it was a silent, slow freeze, a final deep refusal to be brought down to its knees. I breathe the air completely, I see the world outside, but the warmth that made the color has nowhere left to hide. That's when my heart went cold, a vast and empty space, a monument of silence to the love I couldn't chase. I touched the old guitar today, the one we used to share, and the wood felt like a stranger hanging in the empty air. I strummed a quiet sequence, but the sound refused to ring. It lacked the inner fire that the memory used to bring. I realized the simple truth, the lesson I must keep, that the damage wasn't surface, it was buried cold and deep. I carry the structure with me, functional and strong and clean, but the core is a hard silence, the place where you have been. I remember the exact moment, staring out at the gray dawn, when the inner warmth retreated and all the light was gone. I didn't lose my passion, I didn't lose my mind. I lost the simple function that the beating heart defined. That's when my heart went cold, not shattered but encased in a crystal hard composure that could never be erased. It wasn't a fierce breaking, it was a silent, slow freeze, a final deep refusal to be brought down to its knees. I breathe the air completely, I see the world outside, but the warmth that made the color has nowhere left to hide. That's when my heart went cold, a vast and empty space, a monument of silence to the love I couldn't chase. I don't need the sun to melt it, I don't need the sudden heat. I just need the cold conviction to finally feel complete. The stillness is my freedom, the stasis is my game. Accepting the condition of the life that can't feel pain. When my heart went cold, I walked into the room where we used to talk for hours. The window pane was clear now, without the scent of flowers. I looked into the empty hearth where the greatest heat was found. The place we built the structure on this consecrated ground. I expected a small ember, a glowing final sigh, a single sharp reminder of the passion passing by. But there was only cool gray ash there, soft and fine and clean. No flicker of the memory of the life that lay between. I knelt down close and reached a hand out, expecting to be burned, but the absence was complete. A lesson harshly learned. The air was just the air now, cold and quiet and vast. And the deepest burning feeling, it finally breathed its last. It was a fire that forgot me, a blaze that turned to dust. Not with a loud extinction, but with a quiet lack of trust. It didn't need a storm to end it, it didn't need the rain. It just grew tired of burning and surrendered to the pain. I stand here in the ruin, searching for the slightest trace of the passion that consumed this time and left no saving grace. It was a fire that forgot me, and the coldness is the sign that even the fierce loving was never truly mine. I remember the fierce hunger, the way the colors soared, the reckless bright commitment that we desperately adored. I thought the sheer intensity would guarantee the end, that nothing so consuming would ever truly bend. But the most powerful forces often leave the cleanest scene, leaving no debris or battle, just the absence in between. I carry the deep chill now, the structural new floor, respecting the condition of the life without the law. I knelt down close and reached a hand out, expecting to be burned, but the absence was complete. A lesson harshly learned. The air was just the air now, cold and quiet and vast, and the deepest burning feeling had finally breathed its last. It was a fire that forgot me, a blaze that turned to dust, not with a loud extinction, but with a quiet lack of trust. It didn't need a storm to end it, it didn't need the rain. It just grew tired of burning and surrendered to the pain. I stand here in the ruin, searching for the slightest trace of the passion that consumed this time and left no this is the sign that even the fierce loving was never truly mine. The beauty wasn't in the flame, it was in the light we saw. But the coldness of the silence now confirms the final law, that all things must diminish, all passion must grow still, leaving only the vast hollow that the frozen memories fill. A fire that forgot me, a fire that forgot me. Doctors check the temperature, they ask me how I feel. They look for fever dreams and wounds that need to heal. But the coldness that controls me isn't registered by time. It's a structural condition of a failure that was mine. I thought the grief would be external, a sharp and passing storm. I didn't think the core itself would fail to keep me warm. I look into the mirror now, and the eyes are strangely clear, reflecting a deep landscape where the warmth can't reappear. I remember the last moment before the sudden slow decay, when the light began to draw back and the color turned to gray. There was no sudden breaking, no violence or sharp plea, just the final quiet certainty that I was losing me. I am frozen from within, a stillness cold and deep. The promises I made then, the ones I couldn't keep, have turned into the crystal that surrounds my quiet core. I can't feel the sun now, I can't look out the door. The world keeps spinning fast outside, demanding I respond, but I'm held within this silence, forever far beyond. I am frozen from within, a beautiful heart shrine to the single cruel condition that confirms you weren't truly mine. I tried to force the feeling, I tried to make the tears arrive, to prove that some small human part of me was still alive. But the sorrow is too structured, too precise and too complete to allow for such wild, clumsy gestures of defeat. I wear your old gray scarf now, not for the simple heat, but for the final recognition of the coldness I must meet. The damage wasn't done by fire or by a sudden flood, it was done by the absence of the simple thing I understood. I remember the last moment before the sudden slow decay, when the light began to draw back and the color turned to gray. There was no sudden breaking, no violence or sharp plea, just the final quiet certainty that I was losing me. I am frozen from within, a stillness cold and deep. The promises I made then, the ones I couldn't keep, have turned into the crystal frozen from within. The sun went down 3 hours ago. The city lights are bright, but the absence that you left behind has swallowed up the light. I used to think the darkness was just the space between the stars, a temporary back that only healed the scars. But this is different, deeper, more structural and slow, a kind of quiet turning where the shadows start to grow. Not just outside the window, not just beneath the door, but in the quiet corners of the man I was before. I remember the last whisper, the final fading plea, and the moment that the feeling finally turned away from me. I didn't hear a sudden sound or violent final crash, just the steady, slow conversion of the spirit into ash. There is nightfall in my bones, a permanent decline, a quiet, deep conviction that the future won't be mine. It isn't just the memory that casts this heavy shroud, it's the knowledge that the daylight is no longer allowed to enter in the places where the fear has built its home, a vast and lonely silence where the broken self must roam. There is nightfall in my bones, and the darkness is complete, the slow, profound conclusion of a final vast defeat. I touched the old bedside lamp, the one you always claimed, and the heat of the small bulb felt tragically, quietly shamed by the cold that radiates outward from the center of my core, a temperature that settles and demands forevermore. That I respect the finality, the truth that can't be changed, the beautiful vast structure of the love that was estranged. I won't call for the sunrise, I won't demand the heat, I'll just learn to live within the quiet of the deep. I remember the last whisper, the final fading plea, and the moment that the feeling finally turned away from me. I didn't hear a sudden sound, no violent final crash, just the steady, slow